Smart English Podcast.
Let's talk about everything.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Smart English Podcast. And my name is Jessica, and today we are talking about something very close to everyone's heart, which is love and friendship. And I think this topic always brings a lot of emotions and also some funny and real-life moments.
Hi everyone, I'm Brian, and I'm really happy to be here today because this topic is something we all experience in different ways, and sometimes those experiences are beautiful, and sometimes a little confusing too.
That's true. And I think friendship is usually where everything begins, because before love, people often start as friends.
Yes, like you talk, you share things, you laugh together, and then one day you suddenly realize, oh, I think I like this person more than just a friend.
That moment can be a little scary.
Very scary sometimes.
Because your brain is like, say something normal, but your mouth says something very strange.
Yes, like you want to say, you look nice today, but instead you say, your face is different today.
Oh no, that is not a good sentence.
Yes, and then you try to fix it, but it becomes worse.
That is a very real moment.
I think one of the most important things in both love and friendship is communication, even if it is not perfect.
Yes, you don't need perfect English or perfect words. You just need honest words.
Exactly, because people understand feelings, not just grammar.
Sometimes even simple sentences like, I care about you, or I'm happy when I talk to you, can mean a lot.
Yes, those simple sentences are very powerful.
But also, sometimes people say the wrong thing.
That happens a lot.
I remember a friend who wanted to say, I miss you, but he said, I miss, you are missing from me. That sounds a little confusing, but also kind of sweet. Yes, the meaning was there, just the sentence was a little lost.
The grammar was lost, but the feeling arrived.
Exactly.
Friendship is also interesting because good friends understand you, even when your sentences are not perfect.
Yes, real friends don't focus on mistakes. They focus on you.
And sometimes with close friends, you don't even need many words.
What do you mean?
Like, you can sit together, say nothing, and still feel comfortable.
That is true. That kind of silence is not awkward. It's peaceful.
Unless both people are waiting for the other person to start talking.
Yes, then it becomes a little awkward.
So, you say something.
No, you say something.
That is a very quiet conversation.
I think love and friendship both need time, patience, and understanding.
Yes, relationships are not perfect, just like language learning.
Sometimes there are mistakes.
Sometimes many mistakes.
But if you care, you try again.
And that is what makes relationships strong.
So let's talk more about funny and real situations in friendships and relationships, and maybe some small misunderstandings that happen because of words.
Yes, and I think some of those stories will be very relatable.
Brian, we talked about how love and friendship usually begin in simple ways, but I think what makes relationships really interesting is how small misunderstandings can happen, even when people care about each other.
Yes, that is very true. Because sometimes people have good intentions, but the way they say something can sound a little different from what they actually mean.
Exactly. And I think this happens even more when someone is speaking in English as a second language, because they are thinking about words, grammar, and feelings all at the same time.
Yes, and that combination can create some very interesting sentences sometimes.
I remember a friend who wanted to say something romantic, like, you make my life better, but instead he said, you are making my life more easy and less difficult person.
That sentence is a little broken, but also kind of sweet at the same time.
Yes, the grammar was confused, but the feeling was very clear.
The heart was fluent, but the sentence was still learning.
That is a nice way to say it.
I think in friendships also, small misunderstandings happen when people use the wrong words or tone.
Can you give an example?
For example, someone might say, you are very annoying, when they actually mean it in a playful or friendly way.
Yes, but if the other person does not understand the tone, it can sound a little rude.
Exactly. So tone and expression are very important in communication.
Sometimes even text messages can create confusion because we cannot hear the voice or see the face of the person.
Yes, one simple message like, okay, can have many meanings depending on the situation.
Okay can mean I understand, or I am a little upset, or even I don't want to continue this conversation.
That small word has a big personality.
Very true.
Another interesting situation happens when people try to translate romantic expressions directly from their own language into English.
That sounds risky.
Yes. For example, someone once said, "You are living in my liver."
In my liver?
Yes, because in some languages the liver is connected to emotions.
But in English, that sounds a little medical.
Yes, it sounds like a hospital conversation, not a romantic one.
That is a very creative expression, though.
These moments show that love and friendship are not about perfect language, but about understanding each other.
Yes, sometimes even broken English can express real feelings very clearly.
I think listening is also very important in relationships, not just speaking.
That is true, because when you listen carefully, you understand not only the words, but also the emotions behind them.
For instance, if a friend says, "I am fine," but their voice sounds low, you know something is not really okay.
Yes, and that is when friendship becomes deeper, because you care enough to notice those small things.
Unless someone says, "I am fine," and actually means, "Please bring me food."
That is also possible,
Food solves many emotional problems.
especially snacks.
Always snacks.
I think relationships become stronger when people accept each other's mistakes, both in language and in life.
Yes, because nobody is perfect, and learning to understand each other is more important than speaking perfectly.
And sometimes those imperfect sentences become the most memorable and meaningful moments.
And we will talk more about funny and real-life situations in love and friendship, and how small words can create big misunderstandings.
Brian, I think we should talk about some funny and slightly awkward moments in love and friendship, because honestly, that is where the best stories come from.
Yes, because relationships are not only about deep emotions, but also about small, funny, and sometimes very embarrassing situations.
Exactly. And I think one of the funniest situations is when someone tries to be romantic in English, but the sentence comes out completely wrong.
Oh yes, those moments are unforgettable.
I once heard someone try to say, "You are always in my heart," but instead they said, "You are always in my brain and walking there every day."
That sounds like the person is taking a daily walk inside someone's head.
Yes, like, "Good morning, I am walking in your brain again."
Nice weather today inside your brain.
That is a very active imagination.
Another funny situation happens when people try to give compliments but choose the wrong words.
Like what?
A friend once wanted to say, "You look beautiful today," but instead he said, "You look very delicious today."
Oh no, that sounds dangerous.
Yes, the other person was like, "Excuse me?"
That is not a compliment. That is a warning.
Yes, please do not eat your friends.
Very important advice.
I think texting also creates a lot of funny misunderstandings in relationships.
Yes, because people read messages in their own tone.
Someone might send, "Where are you?" just as a simple question, but the other person reads it like an interrogation.
Where are you?
Exactly. Suddenly it feels very serious.
And then the reply becomes very careful, like, "I am just outside, breathing air."
Yes, that sounds suspicious already.
Yes, now it sounds even worse.
Another funny thing is when couples or friends create their own language.
What do you mean?
Like inside jokes, strange nicknames, or words that only they understand.
Yes, that is very common in close relationships.
For example, someone might say banana time, and only their friend knows it means let's go eat.
That sounds like a secret code.
Yes, and other people are just confused.
Why are they talking about bananas all the time?
That is true.
I think these small, funny moments make relationships more special and memorable.
Yes, because not everything needs to be serious.
Sometimes a relationship is just laughing at something silly together.
Or laughing at your own English mistakes together.
That is actually a great way to learn.
Like when someone says, "I am boring," instead of "I am bored," and both people start laughing.
Yes, and then they remember the correct sentence forever.
Learning English through embarrassment and laughter.
Very effective method.
I think if you can laugh together, your friendship or relationship becomes stronger.
Yes, laughter creates connection, even if the sentences are not perfect.
And sometimes imperfect English creates perfect memories.
Cheerful. Let's continue with more real-life situations and maybe talk about how to express feelings clearly without creating funny misunderstandings.
Or at least reduce the number of funny misunderstandings a little.
Brian, after all those funny and awkward moments, I think we should also talk about the lovely and sweet moments in love and friendship, because those are the moments people remember for a long time.
Yes, those small, simple moments can sometimes mean more than big romantic actions because they feel real and natural.
Exactly. Like when a friend remembers something small about you. For example, your favorite food or your favorite movie, and they mention it later.
Yes, that feels really special because it shows they were listening and they care about you.
I think one of the sweetest things is when someone tries to express their feelings in English, even if their English is not perfect.
Yes, because you can feel the effort behind the words.
I remember someone trying to say something romantic, like, "You make me very happy," but instead they said, "You are making my happiness increase more and more every day."
That sounds a little long, but very sincere.
Yes, it was not perfect, but it was very cute.
Sometimes longer sentences mean stronger feelings.
Maybe.
I also think small, caring actions are very important in relationships.
Like what?
Like sending a simple message, such as, "Did you eat?" or "Are you okay?" during a busy day.
Yes, those small messages can make someone feel remembered and cared for.
Especially "Did you eat?" because food is always important.
Food is love in many cultures.
Sometimes the real love language is snacks.
That is very true.
Another lovely moment is when friends support each other during difficult times.
Yes, like when someone listens to you without judging, even if your sentences are broken or emotional.
That kind of support builds strong friendships.
And sometimes you don't need perfect words. You just need someone to be there.
Even if they say something like, "I am here for you alwaysly."
Alwaysly is not a real word, but it sounds very caring.
Yes, we understand the feeling.
Smiling.
Exactly. I also think it is very sweet when people create small traditions together.
What kind of traditions?
Like watching a movie every weekend, or going to the same cafe and ordering the same drinks.
Warm. Those little habits create memories over time.
And sometimes you don't even need to ask what to order because you already know.
Yes, the waiter might know your order before you speak.
That is when you know the friendship is serious.
Very serious relationship with the cafe.
Exactly.
Thoughtful. I think love and friendship are not about perfect conversations, but about understanding, patience, and sharing moments together.
Yes. And even funny mistakes or small language problems become part of those memories.
Gentle smile. Sometimes those imperfect sentences are the most meaningful ones because they come from the heart. Cheerful. We will continue with more real-life situations and maybe talk about how people solve misunderstandings in relationships.
And hopefully avoid saying "you look delicious" again.
Yes, that is a very important lesson. Brian, I think today we should talk about those funny situations where people try to fix a misunderstanding in love or friendship, but instead they make it even more confusing.
Oh yes, those situations are very real because sometimes people start explaining something and the explanation becomes more complicated than the original problem.
Exactly. Like when someone says, "I didn't mean that," and then continues talking for 5 minutes and makes it worse.
Yes, the explanation becomes a full movie.
Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3, and still no solution.
And the other person is just sitting there thinking, "Please stop talking."
That is a very honest reaction.
I remember a funny situation where someone tried to apologize in English, but the sentence became a little strange.
What happened?
He wanted to say, "I'm really sorry for what I said," but instead he said, "I am very regretful about my speaking words that came out from my mouth."
That is a very long apology.
Yes, and by the time he finished the sentence, everyone forgot what the problem was.
That is actually a good strategy.
Confuse everyone until the problem disappears.
Problem solved. Maybe.
Another funny moment happens when people try to be romantic using translation apps.
Oh no, that sounds dangerous already.
Yes, because translation apps sometimes create very dramatic or strange sentences.
Do you have an example?
Someone typed, "I like you" in their language, and the app translated it as, "My heart is burning strongly for you like a hot fire."
That sounds like a movie dialogue.
Yes, and the other person was probably surprised.
Should I be happy or worried?
Exactly.
I think another funny situation is when people try to give compliments but choose the wrong word again and again.
That happens more often than people think.
Like saying, you look very fat. Fit.
That is a very dangerous mistake.
Yes, one small sound can change everything.
That is the difference between a compliment and a problem.
Very true.
But I think these funny mistakes actually make relationships more human and real.
Yes, because perfect conversations are not very interesting.
Imagine two people speaking perfect English all the time with no mistakes.
Dramatic tone. Hello, I am expressing my emotions in a grammatically perfect way.
That sounds like a robot relationship.
Yes, very correct, but not very fun.
Real relationships have pauses, mistakes, laughter, and sometimes very strange sentences.
And those strange sentences become inside jokes later.
Like, "You are living in my liver."
That sentence will never be forgotten.
Yes, it becomes a permanent joke.
Friendly tone. I think laughing together is one of the best parts of love and friendship.
Yes, because laughter creates comfort and connection.
Gentle tone. And when you can laugh at your mistakes, you feel more relaxed and confident.
Even if you accidentally say something like, "I am boring and delicious."
That is a very confusing personality.
Yes, people will not know what to think.
But they will definitely remember you.
That is true. Unforgettable English.
Cheerful. So let's talk about how to handle misunderstandings better and express feelings more clearly without creating too many funny problems.
Or at least reduce the number of delicious compliments.
Yes, that is a very important goal.
Brian, after all these funny and lovely moments, I think it is a good time to talk about the difference between love and friendship, because sometimes people feel confused about these two feelings.
Yes, that confusion happens a lot because love and friendship can feel very similar in the beginning, especially when two people are very close and comfortable with each other.
Exactly. Both love and friendship include trust, care, and spending time together. But I think the main difference is in the emotional intensity and expectations.
Yes, in friendship, people usually feel relaxed and free, while in love, there can be stronger emotions, like excitement, nervousness, and sometimes even overthinking.
Yes, overthinking is very common in love.
Very common, like checking your phone every 5 minutes and thinking, why did they not reply yet? Are they busy? Or are they sleeping for 10 hours?
Or maybe just 5 minutes passed.
Yes, but it feels like 1 hour.
Time moves very slowly in love.
Very slowly.
In friendship, communication is usually more simple and natural.
Yes, you can say, I will talk to you later, and everything is fine.
But in love, if you say, I will talk to you later, the other person might think, later. When exactly?
Yes, suddenly later becomes a very serious word.
Very dangerous word.
Another difference is that friendships often last through many changes in life, even if people do not talk every day.
Yes, real friends can continue from where they stopped, even after a long time.
But in love, people usually expect more regular communication and attention.
That is true, because emotional connection feels more intense.
Also, in friendship, you can say something like, "You are annoying," and both people laugh.
Yes, it feels normal.
But in love, if you say you are annoying, you must quickly say, "I mean in a cute way."
Very important correction.
Very important for safety.
I think both love and friendship are important in life, and they often support each other.
Yes, a strong relationship usually has both love and friendship inside it.
When people are not only partners, but also good friends, their relationship becomes stronger and more comfortable.
Yes, because they can laugh together, support each other, and also understand each other's imperfections.
Even the funny English mistakes.
Especially the funny English mistakes.
At the end of the day, love and friendship are both about connection, understanding, and sharing moments together.
And those moments do not need perfect words, because real feelings are more important than perfect sentences.
So if you are learning English and building relationships at the same time, don't worry about mistakes too much.
Yes, speak honestly, listen carefully, and enjoy the conversation.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the Smart English Podcast and spending this time with us.
We hope you enjoyed this topic and maybe remembered some of your own funny and lovely moments in love and friendship.
Keep practicing your English, keep sharing your thoughts, and keep building meaningful connections.
We will see you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone, and take care.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more English learning videos. See you in the next episode.